Good morning students. In the previous video we had seen about the LED configurations. Now in this video we will be seeing about the quantum efficiency and the LED power. So quantum efficiency is nothing but the combination, that is the effective combination of the electron hole pairs that is going to take place in the active region there. That is going to be defined by the quantum efficiency there. How efficient the optical power output is going to be there, or the energy of the photon is going to be there, is going to be defined by quantum efficiency. So here first we will see that when there is going to be no external carrier injection, then the excess density, that is the electrons that are going to be present, is going to decay exponentially there due to the electron hole recombination. So here we can write it as n of t is equal to n naught into e power minus t by tau, where n is the excess carrier density and n naught is going to be the initial injected excess electron density and tau is going to be the carrier lifetime there. So here we are going to see what is going to be the bulk recombination rate. So here the bulk recombination rate is going to be defined by the rate of your R is equal to minus dN by dt, rate of recombination there. So here in this case it is minus dN by dt, that is going to be n by tau. Or we can define your bulk recombination rate is equal to your R is equal to 1 by tau is equivalent to your radiative recombination rate plus non-radiative recombination rate, where a radiation recombination rate can be given as RR is equal to 1 by tau R, and your non-radiative recombination rate can be given as RNR is equal to 1 by tau NR. So here the excess carriers which are going to be present can either recombine radiatively or it can combine non-radiatively. So if it is going to combine radiatively, in that case a photon of energy h mu is going to be emitted and that photon of energy h mu is going to be equivalent to the band gap energy there. But in non-radiative recombination, the non-radiative recombination, this can be because of the optical absorption that is going to take place in the active region, or the carrier recombination at the heterojunction structure or the heterostructure interfaces, or the energy that is going to be released on the electron hole recombination, it is going to be transferred to another form of energy, that is your kinetic energy there, that is in the form of heat. So here these are your non-radiative recombination process there. So the total the total rate or the number of carriers that are going to be generated is going to depend on the externally supplied rate or plus the thermally generated rate. So the carriers that are going to be generated is going to depend on the externally supplied carriers plus the thermally generated carrier rates there. So the externally supplied rate is when a current I is going to be injected into the LED. In that case we are going to have the externally supplied rate current is going to be given as J by QD, where J is the current density in amperes per centimeter square, Q is the electron charge and D is the thickness of the recombination region. So here a thermal generation rate can be given as N by tau. So here when an externally supplied current density of J, the rate equation for the whole electron hole recombination can be given as dN of t by dt is equal to J by QD because of the current carrier minus the thermal generation rate is N by tau, where Q is the charge of the electron, D is the thickness of the recombination region. An equilibrium condition, if I am going to see, your rate of electron hole recombination is going to be 0. That means dN of t by dt is going to be 0. So if I am going to make this term to be 0, my J by QD is equal to N by tau. So what is N? N is equal to J into tau by QD. So we write N is equal to J into tau by QD. So we are going to define the internal quantum efficiency in the active region is nothing but the fraction of the electron hole pairs that recombine radiatively is called the internal quantum efficiency. So suppose if the radiative recombination rate is going to be RR and the non-radiative recombination rate is going to be RNR, then the internal quantum efficiency is going to be defined as the ratio of the radiative recombination to the total recombination rate. The total recombination rate is nothing but this addition of your radiative recombination plus your non-radiative recombination there. So here we can write this expression as your radiative for exponential decay of the excess carriers, the radiative recombination rate RR can be, that is your radiative recombination lifetime can be written as tau R is equal to N by RR, and the non-radiative recombination lifetime can be written as tau NR is equal to N by RNR. So if I substitute here for RR value, it is N by tau R. Here it is going to be a N by tau R and N by tau NR there. So here this N is going to be common. So if I am going to remove it, it is going to be your tau NR by tau R plus tau NR there. So here in this case, this I can write as tau by tau R. So here where the bulk recombination lifetime can be written as 1 by tau is equivalent to 1 by tau R plus 1 by tau NR. So here if the current that is going to be injected into the LED is going to be I and Q is going to be the electron charge, then the total number of recombinations per second is going to be given as RR plus RNR is equivalent to I by Q. So here where RR is equivalent to, so in this equation if I am going to substitute, your RR plus RNR is equivalent to I by Q means what is the radiative recombination rate? If I cross multiply it, your radiative recombination rate is internal quantum efficiency in the active region into I by Q. So that is what we have got this equation here, where RR is nothing but the total number of photons which are going to be generated per second, and each photon is going to have an energy of h mu. Then we should see what is going to be the optical power that is going to be generated internally to the LED is your P internal optical power is equivalent to internal quantum efficiency into I by Q into h mu. So here in this case, this mu, if I am going to write it in terms of C by lambda, then I can have internal quantum efficiency into HCI by Q lambda, where I is going to be the injected current. So we can see that the power, the optical power that is going to be generated internally into the LED is going to be proportional to the current that is going to be injected into the LED there. So here all the internally generated photons will not be emitted out of the device there. So in that case we should calculate the external quantum efficiency there. So the external quantum efficiency is going to be used to calculate the emitted power. So the external quantum efficiency is going to be defined as the ratio of the photons emitted from the LED to the number of photons that is generated internally. So here in this case, to calculate the external quantum efficiency, we should consider the reflection effects of the surface of the LEDs there. So here in this case, we are going to take a simple structure, that is the 2D slab waveguide, where the light is going to fall within the cone, which is going to be defined by the critical angle condition, and which will be emitted from an LED. So here this is your confinement layer, this is your light generating and guiding region, and where your light is going to be incident into the fiber at a critical angle theta c, and this is going to be the emitted waves, and this is going to be the axis of the fiber there. So here we are going to see the external quantum efficiency can be given as 1 by 4 pi integral 0 to phi c t of 5 into 2 pi sin phi d phi there, where t phi is nothing but the Fresnel transmission coefficient, which can be written as t of 0 is equal to 4 n1 n2 by n1 plus n2 the whole square. Suppose I am going to assume that n2 is equal to 1 means, then in that case your external quantum efficiency can be given as 1 by n1 into n1 plus 1 the whole square. We can approximate it and we can find that external quantum efficiency is equal to 1 by n1 into n1 plus 1 the whole square. So the LED emitted optical power P is equivalent to your external quantum efficiency into the internal power there. That is going to be P internal divided by n1 into n1 plus 1 the whole square. So here the modulation of the LED. So here in this case, the frequency response of the LED is going to depend on 3 parameters. One, it is going to depend on the doping level in the active region, and next is the injected carrier lifetime in the recombination region, tau I, then the parasitic capacitance of the LED there. Suppose if the drive current of an LED is going to be modulated at a frequency of W, then the output optical power P of W can be given as your P naught divided by square root of 1 plus W into Ti the whole square, where P naught is nothing but the initial optical power that is going to be present in the signal there. So here your electric current is going to be directly proportional to the optical power. So we can define your electrical bandwidth and the optical bandwidth. Electrical bandwidth is going to be given as 10 log of P of W by P of 0. So if I write P of W as I square R, in that case it is going to be RR gets cancelled, so I square, so that 2 will come here. So it is 20 log of I of W by I of 0, where P is the electric power and I is the electric current. Optical bandwidth is going to be 10 log of P of W by P of 0. So here in this case it is going to be 10 log of I of W divided by I of 0. So here we can say that P is going to be the optical power, I is going to be the detected electric current. In this, your I is going to be directly proportional to the optical power there. So in the previous equation we had seen that the optical power is going to be directly proportional to the current I. So we are going to define the modulation bandwidth. So modulation bandwidth is nothing but the point where the electrical signal power is going to be designated as P of W. It is going to be dropped to half of the constant value. So the constant value here is 1. Here half of the constant value is going to be 0.5. So here which is going to define the modulation bandwidth there. So we say that the modulation bandwidth is going to be defined as the point where the electrical signal power designated by P of W has dropped to half of its value, constant value, resulting from the modulated portion of the optical signal. So this is called as your optical 3 dB point, and this is going to be called as your electrical 3 dB point. So your electrical 3 dB point is nothing but the frequency at which the output optical power is going to be reduced by 3 decibels there with respect to the input optical power. So here this is your frequency response. So here it is your 0.707, that is your 3 dB bandwidth. Here half of the optical power, that is going to be your optical 3 dB bandwidth, and this is going to be called as a modulation bandwidth. The advantages of LED is it is a simple design, ease of manufacturing is also easy, simple system integration, low cost, high reliability. But the disadvantages of LED is the refraction of the light is going to take place at the semiconductor or at the air interface there. So the average lifetime of radiative recombination is going to be only a few nanoseconds. Therefore, the modulation bandwidth is going to be limited only to few hundred megahertz. And we have low coupling efficiency. And the chromatic dispersion is also going to be large in the case of your LEDs. Thank you.